always, we have a huge show planned for you tonight, but it is a huge night for news, Craig Hutchison.
It sure is, Becca. Good evening to you and good evening, everyone. Damien Barrett tonight to join us very soon with an AFL revolution, a change to the game that will happen. It'll happen this year and he'll break that story for us very, very soon. OK, before we go any further, we must introduce our panel tonight and we have a superstar lineup for you at home. Please put your hands together for the superstar from the Melbourne Footy Club, the big Maxi Gorn is in, everybody. And another star from the St Kilda Footy Club, Josh Roots is in. And the one, the only, Billy Brownless. It's a big-time panel tonight. They're up and about. It's a big show too, and it's a big moment always to welcome our next man on the panel, the king of the small screen. 300-game VFL champion, 40-year television icon, AFL Hall of Famer, future television Hall of Famer. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the one, the only, John Sammy Newman.
Now, this will be the last time we, all of us, or maybe me, say this, and it's topical, because last night, people get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Timekeepers, archivists, ancillary staff, secretaries.
No, they don't.
Yes, into the Hall of Fame.
Don't discredit the last night's Hall of Fame crowd. There were some magnificent inductees last night.
Look, I'm going to start this again. Hello, how are you? This is really topical because of last night's Hall of Fame. Secretaries, archivists, ancillary staff, timekeepers, all very worthy inductees into the Hall of Fame. They get put in. I'm even in the Hall of Fame. But we buried a man a couple of weeks ago who is in the Australian Sporting Hall of Fame. He's an MBE. He captained Collingwood to the 1953 Premiership. He played 250 VFL games and his media credits are legendary. We don't want the AFL to change the criteria or set a precedent, but could they look into their soul and award Lou Richards, the late Lou Richards, an honorary legend status?
Yes.
That is a very good idea.
No, well done, boss. And lucky we're live too. Well done, Poff. Very well said. But I must say, Malcolm Blight, he deserved to be a legend. He was a super player, a great coach. But I just wish his speech could have been a bit more polished. Fair dinkum, Blighty. Come on, mate.
Might not like the way I did it. Stiff. I couldn't give a rat's toss bag. Come on. That's a wank.
Oh, come on, Blighty. He's better than that. He is better than that.
You had some clips to choose from. Bill had a question from Blighty over
He did. He is a legend. That's enjoyed. Speaking of people who are inducted into the Hall of Fame, Max Gorn, we welcome you tonight. You weren't inducted into the Hall of Fame. Not yet, Maxie, not yet. But your coach was Simon Goodwin, and he made a very good speech along with Blighty. 3 smells that he loved. He mentioned, and I love this, sweat, deep heat and Sharon are the 3 smells that he loves. Do you share those smells?
The smell of Sharon. It's an interesting one. He actually, I think he said in his speech that he wanted to turn it into an aftershave.
Yeah, he did.
Which is very interesting. I'm more of a tobacco man, to be honest. But if they can turn that into an aftershave, potentially. But no, it's a very interesting call from Simon.
It is an interesting story. Hey, Maxie, you are heading back to the footy ground this week, which is fabulous news for the D's. You've had a long break, but you've recovered well, which is great. But while you've been away, your team has just crept up the ladder into 5th position now.
They've been very good.
Without you, Maxie.
They've been great. They've been really
really good watching it. I mean, there's been 8 games, 9 games, and we've won 5 of them. I mean, there is a way of thought that we could have won all 9 if I was playing, but to win the 5, and we're sitting 5th on the ladder, which is uncharted territories for us.
Well, you call yourself famously the difference, but they've been indifferent to your absence, Max, unfortunately. They're second best performed team of the last 6 weeks in the competition and rocketed to 5th. Is it beyond the realms that this could be a Bulldog-like premiership assault from the Demons?
Oh, well, I bloody hope so. Like, 1964 was our last flag, so, which is the longest drought, I think, going in the clubs at the moment. So, to be anywhere near the finals part in that pointy end of September would be good.
Anyhow, look, we think that you're going places, you and the Demons, because I'm a 50-year member of the MCG, so it'll be the MCC, I should say. Yeah. And I don't know if it's happening all over Australia, but in Victoria here, we've got a gun amnesty on at the minute. You can hand in all your guns. And we are starting an amnesty on skis. If you have any skis, we do not want you to go up to the snowfields this year. Hand your skis in and we'll take care of them. In fact, we have been taking care of them. We've asked people to come in. This is them. We were just wood chipping the skis there. This is them. We're putting them in. That's them there. In they go. And no more D supporters up to the snowfields. Well, you can send your kids up if you. We want you to go down there, get rid of all that crap, and go to the G and take some cucumber sandwiches and some schnapps or whatever you drink. I don't know what you drink. A Beaujolais.
That's fair enough.
Something like that, Max.
Maxie, you'll be getting lots of supporters along to watch you this weekend. Something that has been talked about quite this week. I'm not quite sure why, because I didn't really think it was a big deal. In fact, I thought it was quite fun and cheeky. Tom Bug and his Instagram post before the match.
This is your area, Becca, isn't she?
Well, sort of. And he's sort of taunting. It was playful with Jason Johannesson. What did you make of that? I know some people thought it was distasteful and not respectful.
Well, the funny thing is, Watsy was in that photo, and Watsy didn't know anything about it. So Jason Johannesson and Easton Wood come at Watsy before the game, and he didn't really know why they were coming at him.
Well, I saw Watsy interviewed after the game, and he was asked that question. He's like, "Oh, what happened? What happened?" He didn't know what was written on it, so that's quite funny.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's happened. If we lost, it might have been a different story. Yeah. So we sort of talked about that midweek. That it's probably not the right look for us, just in case if we did lose.
Did you talk about that as a whole team or as a leadership group? Or?
Yeah, look. If that had happened to us, if that was Jason Johannesson sent it to Buggy and I saw that before game, I would have done what Easton Wood did and come out with fire in my belly and
what was Easton Wood doing on Instagram
advantage.
Before the game?
I think it was, I'm not sure what time it was, I think it was a bit before the game, I mean 4 hours before the game.
I liked it. I'm with you, Beck. It was a bit of fun. Good on him. And if Instagram was around in your day, Foss, this is what would have happened. Have a look at this. It was Telegram, this one. Are you ready, Billy Barrett? And then, of course, you went out and you did this. Have a look at him. Slap. Come on, Fossil.
Now, look, we said we wouldn't show that in deference to the late Bill Barrett, who was a very good friend of mine. Yep. Friendship was a bit strained after that incident, but I have no idea what the Bill Bug. What was the Bill Bug thing? What's his name?
Tom Bug.
He was on Instagram.
What is
it? Playful with the opposition, Sam.
What was he doing?
He was on Instagram, which is a social media platform, being a little cheeky to the opposition.
What's he like?
Oh my God! What? And that made headlines, did it?
It did.
And it inspired Melbourne to play hard.
Bulldogs
did it?
came and
Honestly
knocked
and
them over.
truly, is that what has happened to the world? How pathetic! How pathetic can we get? That would create some headlines. That he put a photograph up of a teammate or an opposition player. You there?
Yeah, well,
come on.
No,
we're saying my point of view. is, if let's say the Western Bulldogs come to the ground flat and they get that Instagram, they're all of a sudden going to be energised to come out a little bit harder.
My God, that is the hallmark of winning a Premier. Honestly, how simple-minded can you get?
It gave them enough ammunition to knock him over at the first bounce.
Knock him over. Christ.
But we won by 50 points, so...
Of course you did, mate, because it made no difference one way or the other. You're going to win anyhow.
We're going to welcome you in. Josh Bruce is with us, everyone, from the Saints. famous Bruce went around the crowd. You've been in better form yourself in recent weeks, and the Saints rekindled their form. Last time you were meant to come in, though, was a rough week for you because you had to pull out of the show because you were left out of the team.
Yeah, thanks, Hutchie. Thanks for that, mate.
No, I say in mirth.
Team
It's been
balance.
a ripping month since. For
Usually, the first question is something nice.
Josh.
No, that's fine. That's all good. It's yeah, obviously it was a rough week that week. Had to pull out. But I'm back this week, and yeah, thanks for the brew chorus, which they yell out at Etihad. It's really good. So get around that.
You love it, don't you? It's absolutely magnificent. You're a bit camera shy when BT came for you recently, but he didn't have much luck after he left you as well. Roaming BT's become magnificent. Let's take a look at this.
On the foot is what is it? What is it? Is it a map of the world? What is it? Moby Dick or something?
The world, and there's a whale in there. There's a whole heap of stupid tattoos. So.
What's the map of the world about? There it is, just there.
Yeah, I don't know. Ugly feed, just wanted to cover him up, mate.
Strange cat. Josh Bruce there. Over here. What's in here? This is a room with nothing in it, really.
Strange cat, BT, eh?
Inside the four walls, Becca. Yep.
Josh, considering we're going into the second half of the season now, what's the short-term and long-term goals for the Saints? Obviously, you sort of reset midway through the year.
And the medium-term ones.
You've got an okay
Foss.
run.
Yeah, well, obviously we're just trying to win as many games as possible. So halfway through the year, thank you, obviously. Thanks, Foss. You know, we had a good win on last Friday night and got the Gold Coast on Sunday, so we'll just start there, the old footy cliche, and try and work our way up the ladder.
That is fantastic. Mate, you spoke for 90 seconds then and said absolutely nothing. No,
don't you do that for a whole show, though?
It was fantastic. Very good.
Adelaide and Hawthorn is Thursday night, and this is a final game for the visiting Hawks. So get some strength back in the team too against the all-conquering Crows. Wow, we're going to drown in that conversation there, Becca, for a while. Knight is out of the Adelaide team, and just a one change to the settled Crows with Brown coming in, while the Hawks have made 4 changes. 4 changes. They had a bad experience in Adelaide against Port. They'll be seeking to redeem that. Get a look at the names back, though. Birchall, Hodge, Bruce and Showmakers, all big-time players, and Hodge and Birchall among the stories. Gibson out for a month, which is a big setback, but Hodge and Birchall will make a big difference, Max Gawn, to the Hawks, whose season really hangs by a thread.
Yeah, you're right. And it's also Ricky Henderson playing against his old club in the Crows. It's his 100th game on the weekend, and there's something about milestones against old clubs, so I'm going to go to Hawks.
Yeah, it's a tough trip over there at the Adelaide Oval, especially on a Thursday night. All the Adelaide crew will be out, so I'm tipping the Crows.
Yeah, you've got to go with the Crows over there in Adelaide, Fossil.
And could I just say, this is finally the last Thursday game. The most ridiculous scheduling you've ever heard. Why the AFL would schedule games on Thursday is beyond me.
It's been popular.
No,
it has not been popular. It's been a disaster. It's not logical. There's no sense to it. And it would be about time that the AFL stopped being the lapdog of Channel 7, who are inciting the AFL to put games on Thursday and work out why.
Well, it's
it is absolute nonsense.
$2.5 billion broadcast deal. 8 games is not.
Yeah, but aside from that, it's a very late night for kids, and they can't go, and it's late.
There's no logical reason why you'd play on Thursday, except 7 have a reason, and you would know it as well as I do. And incidentally, Craig, if you're pulling me up for what you thought I was going to say but didn't, your
Billy.
friend, Damien Barrett is coming on. He hasn't got a revolution, he's got a revelation when he comes on. You said revolution.
The revelation.
He's not spinning round, he's going to announce something.
He's revelation. Yes. He's revolutionary.
And I'm going for Hawthorn.
Gee, we better be on our toes tonight. Sam Newman's picking us up.
A revelation can be revolutionary.
Don't be stupid.
Don't dig yourself out of that, Hutch. Unfortunately, I think Hawthorn are going to get absolutely walloped on Thursday night. Adelaide Crows for me. Now, Monday night I was going to have, speaking of up late, Monday night I was going to have an early night. I thought I'll just jump into bed early, turn the TV on, and I could not turn off. Footy Classified, you were going toe-to-toe with Nathan Buckley, and it was fantastic viewing. Have a look.
No, I don't like the door stopping. And it happens at our footy club quite often.
All the
if you
time.
want to find out what's going on at Collingwood, collingwoodfc.com.au, and we'll let you know what's going on at our club.
Yeah, but that's part of the problem, because you're putting a controlled message out rather than an independent view of your footy club. And you and all clubs should make those players available more broadly, and you will stop that in a heartbeat.
That is disrespectful, though. My job is to prepare the team to play winning football. And if my players are uncomfortable walking into work because they're getting doorstopped and they've got a camera shoved in their face, that's not great.
But see, like you're a revered figure in our game.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you take
and mate, I feel uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable when someone tries to doorstop me. It's not right. Don't do it.
Gee, the music added a little bit to that as well. You did quite well in the ring with us, Hutchie. I wouldn't have backed you, but I think you did quite well.
Well, it's good that he had his own strong opinion.
So it opened sort of a can of worms in terms of media access and the doorstop, which I've done plenty of. You've done plenty of.
Have you been doorstopped
in
before?
your career? No, I haven't been doorstopped, but
Can't be
it's
far away
not
from
pleasant. But as a journo, it's actually not pleasant to do.
Foss has.
I've been doorstopped more times than you've had hot dinners.
Yeah. Well, we might have some.
That's a lot.
We might have some evidence of that.
You got punched during a doorstop, didn't you?
I've been
actually through the door.
Digitally searched. I'll have an opinion on this in a minute.
Yeah. No, you can have an opinion now if you want about the doorstop.
Well, Nathan Buckley has a point to a certain degree, but here's the conundrum. The AFL players are in a unique situation. AFL is the only mainstream sport in town. There's no other mainstream sports, maybe cricket and tennis in their seasons, but not to the extent that the AFL players have. All the other sports are second and third tier sports. So by definition, no one's interested in the other people who play those sports. They're only interested in AFL players, and therefore the media hone in on them. And if you're going to ask for $1 billion pay rise, you've got to be prepared to step into the heat of the kitchen. But there's got to be some... Hang on, Craig, please. There's got to be some parameters. It is not reasonable, and it's impudent, and it's annoying and rude if you chase people at their door, you go into restaurants, you follow them into pubs. But there has to be a line of demarcation where the sports arena where they play, the football club and the car park is okay. If they go to public functions which are announced, the media have every right to ask players questions at those functions, not interrupt family gatherings, not interrupt private moments.
That's what happens now.
Now, hang on. So the problem here is with the media department. If there's media departments at the AFL clubs, they are earning money on false pretences, because they should train their players to answer questions, legitimate questions of people, because there's controversial subjects come up, and it's not the questions you're asked, it's the answers you give. And if there's media departments, they should be training their players at various times in those parameters to answer the questions.
Let's ask Max.
One angry fossil.
I suspect... I argued, Max, that the clubs are the source of the problem here, and the players actually don't mind to stop and give a bit of their time in a controlled environment, as we've seen more often, and many players have backed that up since. What's your view?
I agree with Sam to an extent, mainly about the training of the media within the young players. So if we had an issue with one of our young players and he was doorstopped, he probably wouldn't be able to answer it in the right way, which then would throw him under the bus in a certain way.
Correct.
But then I also agree, and our club's quite good at it. For example, with Tom Bugg on the weekend, we gave Tom Bugg straight to Triple M straight after the game to hit the nail on the head.
Max, Melbourne is very, very good, and so are the Saints actually in that department, so yes.
So therefore, we didn't allow the media to go chase Tom Bugg. We gave the exclusive straight up to the people that were there, and that was the way to do it. So there's two parts to the story.
Josh, what do you think?
We're a long way from the town, so we don't get doorstopped too often down where we are. But no, I don't mind it. I don't mind it that much, to be honest. Well, haven't really been exposed to it too much, so I think they're all pretty valid points.
It's not that hard to stop and say, I don't want to comment on that matter, is it?
But they keep going, don't they? Yeah, and it's always outside of a clinic or your house. You shouldn't be able to... They want to know how to...
The one with the clinic is we generally don't know. We don't get told your MRI scan straight after you finish. That goes to the doctor. So
you can't say much,
clinic,
can you?
We generally do not know what the answer is.
So this is where the media training comes in. the player would say, I'd like to give you an answer, but I'm not able to. I don't know the results. They just have to be trained how to answer questions at the right forum, not in private, not knocking on people's door, not putting cameras over their fence. But look, we are interested in you out there. We're doing a poll on whether... We are doing a poll on whether the doorstop should be banned or not. If you think it should be, say no. If you think it shouldn't be, go, yep.
See, that was doorstop. Now, I'll tell you what, boys, have a look at this. This is Mel Brown, and this is probably how you shouldn't do it when you're doorstop.
We wanted to ask you if you've spoken to your son at all.
No, I haven't. And can you go and get and get out of my life?
So that's an example of someone there's actually some really good vision. Yeah. I come in a little bit early this morning, Sam. This afternoon.
Prepared.
Yes.
I got myself some pasta and watching some vision. And there's actually some great vision of how you handle the media. It's a little bit different to that.
Look at the smug bozo. You are a smug bozo.
You're enjoying it. You really are enjoying it.
Oh, look at him.
Never seen someone so happy to be doorstopped.
Oh, look at you, prancing around the doorstop. Unbelievable.
Oh, he even takes the glasses off so everyone can see.
Yeah. What a show.
When that incident happened, or about 8 others, people rang me up and said, don't go out onto the street, the media are there. And I said, you would be joking. Do you think I'm going to be a prisoner in my own city? I walked straight out and they rush at you and I say, what do you want to ask me? And we do it and then they go away and I get on with my life. I mean, it is not exactly rocket science. It's pretty easy to do.
Was there another incident in your doorstop career?
Well, I came out of court. There's an insect that came over and kicked me. And the police, God love them, said, that's assault, would you like to charge her? And I said, well, would I be bothered? So it is not easy, Craig, but I've been wipe the frown off your face, get on with life. And the questions that, you know, will rile the players if they've been caught drink driving or there's been a drug allegation or there's been some fraternisation with women, they all run for cover. Just stop, handle the question the way the media people have trained you to do and get on with your life.
Sam's doorstop consulting business is officially open to the rest of the
media
competition.
Training 101.
That's it. Let's take a look at the Swans in action this weekend as they get a battle against Essendon on Friday night at the SCG. Sydney really starting to roar into contention for the top 8. The Bombers, also one of the better performed teams in the competition. The story here, this man, Isaac Heaney, found good form since he came back from glandular fever. Max, he's been one of the differences for the Swans.
Yeah, he's a very good kid, Isaac Heaney. You can see here some of the stuff that he can do around the ball, super. Zach Jones, brother of Nathan, he's out this week due to suspension, so a little bit of dash off half back, which might hurt them. So I'm actually going to go for the Bombers in an upset.
Yeah, the Essendon have only won one of their past 15 games in the state, Maxie. So,
where'd you get that stuff from?
Just a bit of light reading on the way in, mate. So I'm going to go with the Bombers to break that trend.
No, you've got to go with the home teams here. Sydney up there at the SCG to win. They're going nicely, Fossil.
Josh, that probably would have been when half of them weren't there because of the drug scandal. So we've got to put that in perspective. And I love the Bombers, and they've done a great job. But I don't think they will beat the Swans.
Okay. And seriously, I know you mentioned Isaac Heaney, but glandular fever can hang around for a hell of a long time. I had it way back.
Did you?
Yeah, I did have glandular fever. Yeah.
How is it now?
It's okay now. 20 years later, I'm fine. But no, he's had a remarkable recovery from glandular fever, and he is a terrific player. And I think he will help get Sydney Swans across the line. That's my tip. Now, tonight, Hutchie, you better tense up tonight because it is the last week of the Footy Smarts competition before next Thursday's grand final, where we will be awarding Australia's smartest footy fan with a whopping $50,000. Thank you to Help. Now, here is where we were at. Rory O'Neill has already cemented his spot in next week's head-to-head grand final with a top score of 16. Good on you, Rory. Currently in second place is Stuart Knight on 15. Tonight, it's our final contestant, Dylan Ballarin's turn. Does he have the footy smarts? Knock Stuart Knight out of the top two. There is Dylan. He's a 19-year-old St Kilda supporter with it all on the line tonight. A little bit of background, he's studying business at Deakin University, works at the MCG, and Bill, he's a very big fan of yours. In fact, he met you 10 years ago when you were at SEN. That's a lovely memory for Dylan.
You inspired him to be smart.
I did. Unlike this poor kid who also wanted to have your photo taken with old Simon O'Donnell, and look who photobombed him in the background.
What are you
That's
talking
also a charming memory for him to have. Really, you can't wreck a kid's photo.
I didn't know I was getting photographed.
you
That was
did
at Assumption College, Kilmore.
Anyway,
Well,
stick
that's
around.
standard
Footy
fare up
Smarts
there.
will
All the
on
boys
the
get
show
their
a little
pants
bit
off up
later
there.
on. Hutchie?
I can't wait for Telstra Footy Smarts. I can't wait for
Walk around with
Damo
nothing
in a
on all
minute.
day up there.
Shut up, fossils.
Don't go anywhere. Damien Barrett's got something you're going to want to see in a
It's a
moment.
revolution.
Next Thursday night, the Footy Show back in its natural native home. And get this, Thursday night, 8:30. You'll see the biggest names in footy right here. Top list for next month. Alistair Clarkson, Joe Watson, Nick Revolt, Alex Rance, Luke Hodge, there's Clarko, there's Joe. He's going to be here. Nick Revolt to come in the coming weeks. Alex Rance along for the ride as well. And Hawthorn hero Luke Hodge, all in the studio over 4 massive Thursday nights that can't be missed. 8:30 right here on Channel 9. The biggest names in the game to join us in the next month. It's going to be absolutely magnificent. Damien Barrett is a big name in his own right, and he's here next on the Footy Show. Chemist Warehouse, get behind this. It's great to have them on board. And off the back of Men's Health Week last week, they're getting right behind a brand new charity. It's a ripper called Gotcha for Life, established by Hollywood superstar Hugh Jackman and good mate Gus Wallen. Gotcha for Life are setting up a number of programs to encourage men to talk about their feelings more often, Becca. From in-school education to helping facilitate more lifeline counsels on the phones. It's really important to get behind this great cause and donate. Head to gotchaforlife.org/Hugh in New York for your chance to win a trip to New York and meet Hugh Jackman, Becca.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Right up your alley there. Let's shine a light on mental health, and Gotcha for Life. For Hugh in New York, there you go. So get on board and your chance to go and see Hugh Jackman in New York. Follow the team at Chemist Warehouse. Right. Damien Barrett is in unbelievable form. He broke the news last Thursday that Jager O'Neill's career was in the balance and was out for several weeks, which has since been confirmed. He broke the news on the Sunday Footy Show about Darren Burgess's departure from Port Adelaide. As we welcome him in tonight, the 17-time AFMA winner voted by his peers for the most outstanding electronic reporter. Damo, you have a significant and big football story. And quite possibly...
First time you've been cheered. They usually boo you.
Quite possibly what you're about to tell us is the biggest change to the game we've seen, or at least a form of the game.
Yeah, well, it involves the AFL's audacious attempt, Hutchie, at creating a form of the game that is going to be similar in concept, in its thinking anyway, to cricket's T20, and that is now set to become a reality this year. It's called, as we know, AFLX. It's a fast-paced and scaled-down version of the game, and the AFL wants to launch it in September this year. It's identified the weekend after round 23, and what it will do is have the teams that don't make the finals play in a series of games that will effectively be the showcase launch of AFLX. And for those not familiar with how AFLX works, a snapshot of it has it that it's played on soccer-sized grounds, obviously increasing the access to such grounds. 7 aside per team, 3 or more on the interchange bench. Quarters will be reduced significantly, and it'll be pretty much flowing football, no centre bounces, kick-ins from the fullback after each goal. The AFL has tonight, after we approached them, confirmed that they have indeed spoken to clubs about this, saying that they are investigating the opportunity that Saturday after the round 23 presents to showcase this game via the best players from the teams which have missed the finals. We are exploring this with the clubs, and we've contemplated incentives to play as well as the prize money to be given. They're very excited about this concept. And just with referencing there to the prize money and the incentives, one of the options that has been discussed and could well come into play, Hutchie, is that clubs who want to become part of this competition may actually well pay a fee to be part of it. It's a model based upon the spring racing, the Sydney spring race this coming spring, of the race called the Everest, where owners buy a share in the race and the pool and prize money is then divvied up. But make no mistake, this is the AFL's attempt at a Big Bash format, and the significance of this revelation tonight with the AFL confirming it, that it's the current AFL teams, the non-finals teams from this year, that will be used to launch AFL.
Well, that's a bombshell, extending the season of many of the teams that don't make the 8. The real-time AFL players, 7 aside. First time, I think, that any other form of AFL has ever been introduced, and it shows you how serious the AFL must be on this. Is there a scope where it'll be just the AFL players from those teams? Can you take players from other teams? Could North take a Brent Harvey back for the shorter format? What's your view on that?
I think everything's on the table. I mean, the logistics around it and having players available on that weekend after a long season. I mean, Maxie and Josh, you're familiar with the AFL's plans around this. Max, do you like what you're hearing by way of the AFL identifying the round or the post-round 23 part of it, and also the concept itself?
It's a good concept. I'm usually in Bali by that week, but they get the game up in Kuta. There's an also ground in Canggu, actually.
It's played in Kuta.
You'll be playing finals.
Yeah, but if I'm not playing finals and Melbourne don't make finals, it'd be a great concept. I wouldn't mind like the IPL actual format where you can go play for a different team. So me and Brucey can play together.
Auction off.
Yeah.
You wouldn't seriously discard if Melbourne should make the finals, but you wouldn't want to play for anyone other than Melbourne. Surely you're joking there, Max, aren't you?
But you look at the IPL and the Big Bash. The guys love Vic Bushrangers, but some of the guys end up playing for the Queensland 2020 team. That's just something. It's just going to be a 1 week competition.
Is it a 1 weekend? Is it?
Well, 1 weekend by way of a launch of it, and then there will be other opportunities in the JLT series as a showcase game, and also around the AFLW in that time of the year. And then beyond that, it's all potentially on the table, and the models do exist that have many options in place. What do you think of it, Sam?
This wouldn't coincide with the $1 billion pay increase that the AFL players are after, would it?
It was mooted long before that, but I would imagine that now they've settled on that, they would like to have the involvement of the biggest names they could possibly get when they do launch it.
Well, it's a stunning story, and one that we'll hear more about, I'm sure, in the coming weeks. Michael Barlow's career, Damo, you've caught up with him exclusively.
Yeah, I caught up with him yesterday, and as you're about to see, he went through a range of emotions when he broke his leg, and that was obviously the second serious bad leg break that he'd suffered in his AFL career.
To cut to the chase a bit of it, I didn't fracture the tibia this time, which is the main weight-bearing bone. Did a fair bit of damage to my ankle and fibula, but in terms of the first time I did it, they're pretty much chalk and cheese, and really confident that this one, although I'll be out for the rest of this season, the recovery time will be far more limited.
Did you actually hear the break?
I did this time, yeah. So I was in the tackle. I remember going for the ball and picking up and braced for the tackle, and I did hear, it's just like as eerie as this will sound, but it's just like a branch snapping. So no pain, but I heard the snap, and I looked at the leg and it was all intact. So I was for a fleeting moment I was like, oh, maybe it's okay, and I actually with my hands lifted my leg a little bit and saw it just wobble a little bit towards down near the ankle, and yeah, by this time no pain had set in, and yeah, your mind, I wasn't really thinking about. I was really thinking about some pretty significant people in my life at the time, and you do start to think, okay, what's this mean? I was probably going off thinking this might be it. If it's a tib fib and all sorts of damage, then this is how it ends. Not everyone can finish the way they like, so those things might go through your mind. When it happens to you, you rationalise it all and you're pretty calm. But other people aren't so much. I had like Hayden Ballantyne message me and just say he was in tears, and I'm like, mate, never cry about me, mate. Like, you can't take that too seriously. Tommy Sherrod, another great mate of mine from Freo, was at a social event and reckons he had to walk out and get some fresh air and just couldn't really be at ease with himself, and things like that make you really humbled that people take a real interest, not in football's secondary, but your well-being.
Oh, well, thank you very much for Damien Barry, and also wishing Michael Barlow a really speedy recovery, and can't wait to see him back next year. OK, let's get to the next game. It is the Western Bulldogs up against North Melbourne, Saturday night at Etihad Stadium. It is a 7:25 bounce, and there's plenty of talk about this game. They are the reigning premiers, and the Bulldogs are under the pump from every which way. The forward line is certainly under pressure. Jake Stringer came out today or yesterday saying that the infighting in the club, that was absolute nonsense. So good on him for that, for saying that wasn't true. But I suppose the Western Bulldogs really need to come out, Maxie, this week and make a statement, you would suggest. Yeah, you would suggest that, Beck. Saturday night, 7:25, under the roof at Etihad Stadium is Doggies territory, so... Doggies by a big margin? Sorry? Doggies by a big margin? Doggies by, yeah, a relatively big margin. It's been a big week, so a lot of noise around the club. This is their stage, so... Alrighty. Yep. Joshua? Yeah, the Roos are off a disappointing loss against us, obviously, so I'll be going for the Doggies again. Yeah, I'm with you, Brucey. I reckon the Dogs at home at Etihad, they play it really well, so they'll win this one. Sam? Well, the media department's been on to Jake Stringer because he's come out and said there's no ructions. That is absolute nonsense. There are ructions on and off the field at the Bulldogs camp, and this is disappointing. Are you sure about that? Absolutely positive. And so you can deny that all you like, but it's not right. Having said that, I think the Bulldogs will have one. They won't let the premiership slip without giving it a real shot at it this weekend, whenever it's played on Saturday, and I think they'll probably beat North Melbourne. Okay, let's just hope it's a really good game, because North's game on Friday night was positively quite boring, wasn't it? So let's hope it's a good game on Saturday. I'm tipping the Bulldogs. Speaking of the Bulldogs, well done to Barry Hall, who was inducted in the Hall of Fame last night. Of course, Big Barry played for the Basin last week, and look what happened. Our producer ran out. That's Adam Rowe, our producer. What's our EP doing out there? Bloke, give him a fantic and good bump, hip and shoulder, and the tackles everywhere. Have a look at that. Oh! Look at Barry laughing. Big Barry. So well done to Barry Hall. Well done to Barry and all the Hall of Fame inductees from last night. How big is Richmond and Carlton going to be on Sunday as we take a look at this game at the MCG? The Blues have got red hot since Samuel wrote them off. And the story here is the fourth rising star, Jack Silvani. What a cracking kid he is, playing great footy. It's a record for 4 rising stars this time of the year, and been in really good form, Bill, Jack Silvani. Oh, he has, no doubt about that. He used his body really well, kicked 2 important goals. Look at that, that was Sauce of old. And then a snap around the corner, kicked 2 important goals in that last quarter. And of course, NAB Rising Star, and when you're the NAB Rising Star, you get all the hard-hitting questions. How'd you get into footy? My dad. My granddad. How did you get in? Yep. I mean, it's just everyone gets asked that. Yeah. How did you get into footy? It's very lucky we don't know the journo's voice on that. He didn't really get asked how you got into footy. Yeah. He did. And you want to know, how's Mum? How's Joe? That would be your question, would it? To the NAB Rising Star. How's Mum? Who are you tipping, Max? The match-up of the round, Liam Jones v Jack Rewalt. So I reckon Liam Jones might get him, and Carlton. Yeah, I played on Liam Jones a couple of weeks ago on the VFL. Actually, he got best on ground. So I'm going to go with the Blues as well. Sorry to mention that. The Tigers, they're going all right, the Tigers. I know they dropped one last week, but they're going beautifully. And Dusty's back. He's fit and he's right to go this week. Well, our friends at Chemist Warehouse think the Tigers are going all right. This is true. This is not a prop. They have bought out, actually, they bought out a fragrance for every club. Yep. But this is the Tigers fragrance. And it says on the back, this is, I'm not making this up, I'm making this next bit up. But this is, this is true. This is true. It says here on the back, it says here on the back, this will smell fragrant and eau de toilette for 3 quarters. In the last quarter, it'll smell like cat's piss. That is tiger's piss. Very funny, Sam. Oh, because, no, you can't say that. Because you did that against Richmond, I'm going to tip them. No, I tipped Richmond. You're going to tip Richmond? But this is from Chemist Warehouse. Very sharp. You can get all the 18 clubs, of course, at Chemist Warehouse. After the break, our tribute to Gary Albert's 300th game and Telstra Footy Smarts still to come. Stick around on the Footy Show.
of the moon. The little genius drives it home. The name has magic written all over it. It now has premiership player written beside it. Something decisive from a flip with a curve. That is magical. Ablett from the pocket. That is as good as it gets from the genius.
I declare the winner of the 2009-2013 Brownlow Medal, Gary Ablett. Gary Ablett.
To Gary Ablett, who lifts it a notch and has a drag, as only Gary Ablett can do. Gary Ablett.
The best in the business. Huge leap from Ablett. Here's Ablett from the pocket, high ball. Yes. Goodness gracious. There's Ablett. The fend, the turnaround, back to goal. Ablett's kick 4. Way to go.
A dodge, a sidestep.
Don't tell me.
He is a superstar, Gary Ablett.
Greatest players to ever play this game. 300 games is a huge milestone, a fabulous achievement, and for some reason this has almost sort of gone under the radar, Max, you would say. Hasn't been a big week for Gary Ablett.
Yeah, I'm not.
Which is sort of sad,
I was just talking to Brucey. I'm not about the Ablett bashers. There's a lot out there that get into him, especially with his form recently. But
surprisingly, we're not either.
He had 37 disposals and kicked 2 against Hawthorn 2 weeks ago, which is a mighty effort for someone that age and playing 33. For that team, so
33 and still one of the best.
33 years of age. He's 8 times All-Australian, 2 Brownlows.
But it's up there in the Gold Coast. That's why. If he was still down here, we'd talk about him all week.
So let me ask you, Bill. What club puts him up on their board as a 300-game player?
Oh, there we go.
Well, I'm just asking. Geelong do they?
And the Suns.
Oh, and the Suns. He's played 600 games.
Well, when he comes back to Geelong, they'll put him.
He'll be in both clubs' Hall of Fame.
He will.
Yeah, and of course he will be. He'll probably be a legend when he's finished.
This proves your theory completely.
It
He'll be in both teams' Hall of Fame.
Anyway,
did you hear the question I asked?
It doesn't really matter. Congratulations to Gary Ablett. He's one of the best. He still plays phenomenal football at the age of 33. So good on you, Gazza.
Well done,
Well done.
Against Gold Coast?
You were telling me, weren't you?
You like Etihad Stadium and you like kicking bags against Gold Coast, so I'm going to go Saints.
Oh. Match of the round. So obviously
we actually gone to the game yet, haven't we? We haven't gone to the game. Let's have a look at it here. The Saints are taking on the Gold Coast Suns at Etihad Stadium Sunday. And what do you reckon again, Maxie?
Like it's live TV.
Yeah. If we're all pre-recorded, we go back.
No, Brucey told me he has stinkers against Gold Coast, usually. So I'm going to go to Suns.
Yeah, match of the round, Sunday 4:40 will be good. Get down there for Gary's 300th. Respect to a champion, well done.
The Saints will win this one, and I love this. What about this at $1.26? Go to Sportsbet. I love this headline. Today it was in the Herald Sun, of course. And let's hope it wasn't Nick Delcino's.
No, there's a space there, Bill. There's a little space there.
They're going to sign him.
Yeah, Jackie Billings.
Bill.
Right, who are you going for, Sam?
I think Collingwood could...
No.
I've moved...
That'd be interesting because they're not playing.
Yeah.
St Kilda and Gold Coast.
I've moved on to the next game. Max moved on to it earlier.
Here we go.
Let's go. It's Collingwood and
Collingwood,
Port.
Port Adelaide, Saturday, 1:45 at the MCG. This will be a big game indeed. The story is Reid. Ben Reid, he's missed the past 5 games after a quad injury. He'll be a welcome return, but the Pies, they still have their injury woes, don't they? They've got still a few big names out. Do you think the Pies can beat Port, Maxie?
Yeah, and in Ben Reid's absence, my good pal Lyndon Dunn has been in there and playing some good football. So I think he'll get the job on Charlie Dixon and the Pies will get it done.
Okay.
It's Paddy Ryder's 200-game milestone, so congratulations to him. But I can't see Collingwood beating Port, unfortunately.
No, I'm with Collingwood. I reckon they're playing really good football and Nath Buckley's got them going beautifully, so Collingwood for me.
Sam, now you said Collingwood.
How do you know Lyndon? How do you know Lyndon?
Lyndon played 11 years at Melbourne.
Yeah.
And just finished up.
So probably should know.
It's fair enough.
You know him pretty well then? Yeah.
Pretty reasonable answer.
Just knock out
Lyndon Dunn. Okay. Okay.
Collingwood for you, Sam. Yep.
Yes.
Yes, I'm going to go the Pies too, actually. I am going to go the Pies. I reckon they can do it against Port at the MCG. Okay, tense up, Sam. Are you ready? It is time for Sam's mailbag.
Righto, this is from Serge of Arthur's Seat. I went down to Mount Martha. It's just near Arthur's Seat, Mount Martha.
Yeah, I know.
I went down to Mount Martha.
Keep going.
No, that is too old even. That is, if Lou's handball was on, I'd do it then. But she wasn't home. Hey, smartass. Hey, smartass. This is from Serge. What is the definition of irony? Well, this is the definition of irony. Someone sent in a lookalike of Bill that exceeded the maximum size limit on our email.
That is not true.
That is true. Irony is the fact you are the only one on that show. Oh no, this is him writing to me. Irony is the fact that you are the only one on this show who has a regular segment and the least competent to do so. Hey, Serge. Why don't you grab a steel rod and go and play with a fuse box? I'm the only one who gets letters because it's called Sam's Mailbag, you cocksmack.
That's actually untrue,
Max.
It's actually untrue.
What?
I've got a few letters being sent to me over here.
Oh, not only a few letters, you've got your own sting, Maxie's Mailbag. Yeah.
The Little Lounge.
That's a base.
Oh,
no, it's called a double base, actually, Bill.
Have you been hijacking your own segment, Sammy?
What's going on here?
Maxie's taking over.
Sit down,
and we're going to get a bit of pace. We're going to get it going here. Come on, Maxie, let's go.
And we're going to listen to something that's funny.
The first letter, we got Hudson from North Fitzroy. Maxie dude, he says. Word is you are taking over mailbag. That is lit. Tote savage. Rip it to shreds. That's actually the way I roll around the footy show. He then goes on here, Sam. He goes on. If Newman is still on the show...
How'd you like to insert that thing?
If Newman is still on the show, tell him that the hat he gets around in these days makes him look less like Fred Astaire and more like Fred Krueger. Oh.
Maxie!
Keep going,
Maxie.
He actually continues, and he asked me about my beard. And about your beard, you shaved it off. Why does it have to make a comeback? This is why it's making a comeback. Have a look what it can do. Bex, you've always been a fan of the beard. What are your thoughts on that?
I was in particular fan of your beard, Maxie.
Yeah,
that's a great start from...
keep going, Maxie, you're on fire. See that?
Flying start, Maxie. He's just warming up too, everybody.
Going well.
All right, Rufus from Brunswick.
What's going on?
Is letter 3. Rufus from Brunswick.
You've lost your mailbag.
What, Josh?
Shh. Maxie, he says. Sam might not want this read out on TV, so run it past someone first.
Run it past me,
Beck,
Max.
are we able to run with this?
Yes, absolutely, go for it.
I overheard Sam talking with a mate at Jerry's the other day, which is the local cafe you might attend to down in Elwood, Jerry's Milk Bar. You know, the one cafe he illegally parked outside of once. Oh. There you are there. Oh! And there's a clear no parking sign.
Oh, good work,
That's
Maxie.
been sent into Maxie's lounge. We all know that you were...
Stop that bloody bass.
He continues on, Sam, he continues on. We all know that you're a rap coach of the Dees. You were?
You're doing it, man. I was.
You were?
There you are.
There you are. Now, this guy goes on and says, without a word of a lie, Sammy is sneakily taking credit for all of the club's recent success. Is that true? These are some quotes that he has said. Laid the groundwork for future generations.
Oh, you
didn't say that.
Max.
It's a grand old flag,
punch you
thanks
right
to
in
me.
the mouth in a minute. Now, seriously.
It's a grand old flag, thanks to me.
I heard you say that. Good work, Max. Keep going.
He's rattled
So
too.
we actually
Wouldn't even.
He's rattled.
Keep going, Maxie.
Do you know some of the rucks that you worked with?
What?
When you were at Melbourne doing ruck coaching, do you know some of the rucks that you were working with?
That you actually coached.
Well, was this a trick question or something?
Well,
Take us through
That's a
them.
question.
do we know who we're coaching
Yeah, that's
here?
me on the left.
Yep. And who are we coaching? I'll give you a hint. He
Well,
played over
Christ,
200
I mean,
games.
if he could put his head up, he's got a hat on. He's looking down.
Well, you should know
He
who
played
that
over
is.
200
Well, why
games.
should I know the who?
Played 200 games for Melbourne.
Well, I'd like to see his face first.
He's the reason why they brought in the ruck circle. He's a rule changer. Here we go. We got multiple choice. You got one of them? Give you the hot tip. It's not the White Stripes.
It's not Don Bradman.
Is it Betty or Jeff?
Got to be Betty.
Betty? Who's Betty? No, it's Jeff White.
Jeff White. You know him now.
Well, it wouldn't be Betty, would it?
Betty.
So he's played over 200 games for the club.
Betty.
What is going on here?
That's the double
I'll
bass
tell
in
you
the
what, it
background.
had
It's still going.
pace.
If I tell you
It's Maxie's Lounge.
If you want to join Sam's mailbag next week, hold on to Maxie's Sam's got 20 more shoppers a day. Don't worry, that's TJ Box 9, Darwin, Victoria, 3001.
Sam Newman has well and truly cracked it. You want to go home, Sam? Yeah, you want to go home.
That is the quickest that segment has ever gone.
No, it was wonderful. And we're going to take a little
look at this
break
cap, yeah.
here. We're going to have Footy Smarts right after this. Don't go anywhere, everybody.
Lace up your boots and get your head in the game. It's Footy Smarts, brought to you by Telstra.
It sure is, and it comes down to this, of course. Download the AFL Live official app and improve your footy knowledge today. It's got everything you need, the latest footy news, live scores, stats, plus Telstra. Mobile customers can watch every game. That's right, every footy match live, fast and data-free with your AFL Live Pass. There's the leaderboard in Telstra Footy Smarts. This is the last of 5 weeks. Rory O'Neill's already in the clubhouse, the 18-year-old boy wonder, and Stuart Knight, 15, sitting home nervously waiting for this man, Dylan Bellerin, who joins us. Welcome and good luck, Dylan, tonight. Fantastic. Give him a round of applause. You're 19 years old yourself, 50 grand to go a long way. How are you feeling going into this? You ready to go?
I'm pretty nervous, mate. I'm not one to get ahead of myself, so just take it as it goes.
All right.
Yeah.
Everyone will be behind you tonight. To make the top 2, to reminder, you need to beat Stuart Knight's 15. In the case of it's a tie on 15, we'll get you in during the week for a tiebreaker on Facebook Live to see who faces off against Rory O'Neill. Reminder of the rules, Dylan. I know you've been watching. 20 questions, 3 minutes to answer. You can pass on any question. We'll come back at the end, and $100 for every correct answer. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for Footy Smarts. Here we go. 3 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now. Who was the last North Melbourne player to win a Brownlow medal?
Ross Glendinning.
Correct. The VFL Grand Final was first held at the MCG in 1902, 1912 or 1922?
02.
Correct. Who kicked the most goals for Collingwood in last year's AFL season?
Alex Fasolo.
Correct. Mel Michael finished his AFL career playing for which club?
The Bombers.
Correct. Who is this?
Marco Paparone.
Correct. In round 8 this year, which Dockers player kicked a goal after the siren to beat Richmond?
David Mundy.
Correct. Did Brian Taylor play more VFL seasons at Richmond or Collingwood?
The Pies.
Correct. The melody of Geelong's club song is taken from which opera by Bizet?
Pass.
Who is the record holder for the most senior games played at the West Coast Eagles?
Dean Cox.
Correct. Who is this?
Jared Pollack.
Correct. Nat Fyfe played how many AFL games in 2016?
5.
Correct. Only 3 AFL players have won the Norm Smith medal twice. Gary Ayres, Andrew McLeod, and who else?
Hodgie.
Correct. True or false? During his playing days, Geelong coach Chris Scott won the AFL Rising Star Award.
Yeah, that's true.
Correct. Name the 2 co-captains of the Gold Coast Suns.
Tom Lynch and Stephen May.
Correct. Who is this?
Pass.
In round 9 last year, which Giants player broke the champion data record for the highest number of effective kicks in a senior AFL game?
Pass.
The first time a VFL Grand Final was broadcast live on television into Victoria was in what year?
77.
Correct. Giants coach Leon Cameron played for Richmond and which other AFL club?
The Doggies.
Correct. In the early 2000s, Brisbane's famous Fab Four were Michael Voss, Simon Black, Jason Ackermanis, and who else?
Nigel Lappin.
Correct. Who is this?
Nick Graham.
Incorrect. Sam Kerridge. The melody of Geelong's club song is taken from which opera by Bizet?
Pass.
In round 9 last year, which Giants player broke the champion data record for the highest number of effective kicks in the senior AFL? Heath Shaw is correct. Who is this?
Chris Lewis.
Incorrect. It's Brett Heady. Would you like to have another go at the Geelong one? The melody of Geelong's club song is taken from which opera by Bizet?
I've got no idea about music, mate, so probably have to say, yeah, no clue.
Unbelievable, mate. Well done. $1,700. That's good idea. You're a bloody genius. Dylan is into the final. That is unbelievable. Look at the nerve on his face. He's very emotional, and he's into the final next week, where he'll take on the boy wonder Rory. 18-year-old versus 19-year-old. There you go. He clubhouse leader into the final next week. It'll be Dylan and Rory. And unbelievably, the only one that Sam knew was the one he couldn't get. Who was it, Sam?
Carmen.
Carmen is correct. There you go. Just an incredible effort. Heath Shaw, the other answer, by the way. Well done to the boy wonders. It's going to be a big one next Thursday night on the Footy Show for Telstra Footy Smarts. And there's more Footy Show ahead right after this.
Amazing. The Footy Show returns, thank the Lord, to Thursday night next week. And boy, do we have a huge show lined up for you. Bombers champion, there he is. Joe Watson is in the studio live for a heartwarming announcement. $50,000 is on the line in the grand final. Footy Smarts, is he the greatest defender in history? Well, we're going to ask the man himself. Alex Orance is on the panel. Plus, the segment that took the footy world by storm is making an enormous return. Open Mouth is back with the controversial legend Brendan Favola. That is as big as it gets, and it's all happening next Thursday night, 8:30 on Channel 9.
Well done, Ben. Thank you very much for that throw. Almost Footy Legends time now with Brucey and that. Let's have a look at him. Coburg taking on the Northern Blues. Have a look at this hanger in his first game for Coburg. Look at this, Aiden Tilley. Oh, if you don't mind, look at Aiden in his first game. That is unbelievable. What do you got, Brewster?
Yeah, you got the Mansfield Eagles here versus the Shepparton Swans. Nothing better than half break breaking the lines. Look at him run here. Look at him run. One bounce, two bounces, steps one. Look at him go. Look at him go. He's continuing. He's going to kick it to the full forward.
Here we go.
This is my brother, actually.
Josh Bruce.
It's Bruce Senior, and he's missed it. He's missed it, Bill. He's missed it.
This is you.
What's he doing?
This is unbelievable. Exactly what you did.
Imagine doing that. Imagine doing that.
Exactly what you did, my friend. South Croydon taking on Rowville. Have a look at this. Another hanger here by Jakey Tucker, who you don't mind. Oh, the big fella. He got up, he come down, and then he marked it. Have a look at him. Oh, that is a good grab. Which one did you like, Joshua?
I like the last one, the Warren Kappa, you beauty.
Kappa, what did the crowd like? Number one? No. Two? Well, Mark, you've been outvoted. It's hitting the post just like you did. So well done, Cloud Bennett. You're one more.
Thanks to Sportsbet, our weekly winner takes home $1,000 cash, while our runners-up get $500 each. Get involved this AFL season and place a same-game multi with Sportsbet. Thanks to Home Timber and Hardware, our major winner receives $5,000 in gift cards and a toolbox full of $45,000 in cold hard cash. That's a $50,000 prize. How's that to help you go hard towards the renovation you've always wanted? So to put the hard back into hardware, go where the tradies go. Home Timber and Hardware.
It's all hotting up and almost Footy Legends, Studio Box 9, Melbourne, Victoria 3001, 9now.com.au/AFL Footy Show. Big game in the West this weekend. The rampaging D's with Maxi back in the team take on the West Coast Eagles Saturday night. Played the ground well, the D's, in recent times. Big story here, that man out of the team. He'll be sorely missed. He'll be sorely missed, no question. Nathan Jones for a month. You'll be back, Max, as you told us, and Tringove looks a chance to get the opportunity too.
Yeah, Nathan has played about 200 games in a row, so it's going to be weird not having him out there. But Jack, you see here, he's been there before. He's played 90-odd games. He's a former captain of the club, and he's in some terrific form at Casey. So I'd like to see him get the chance, but I'm not sure what they're going to do.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm going to take Nathan's spot. I'm going to play for the middle. Cameron's obviously dominating in the ruck, so.
Good idea.
But it is Watsy's big 150, much maligned player, but 150 games is a great effort.
No, we love that.
Yeah, well done to Watsy for the 150, and my mate from GWS, Sam Frost, for his 50 games. Good fella, Frosty. So I don't think the D's can get over the West Coast over there, unfortunately, Maxi. So stiff, mate.
Yeah, it's a good game, this one. I reckon you can at $2.90. They're good odds, so I'd take them with Maxi. So Melbourne for me, Samuel.
Samuel?
How do you know Sam Frost, Josh? How's he a good friend of yours?
Just played at the Giants with him, mate, up at GWS. Have you heard of that club? Okay.
Anyway.
The Giants, do you know where they are?
Gold Coast.
Yeah, I know. Now, I think the amnesty probably won't have kicked in for another week. I think it'll take them another week to feed the skis into the wood chip machine, and I think while they're feeding them in, the West Coast might surprise the Demons and win.
We didn't say that, did we?
No,
we did. I would love to tip Melbourne, Maxi, because I love you and I love everyone at Melbourne, but I just can't. Sorry, West Coast this week.
Doesn't matter sometimes now who you tip, because the Sportsbet 24 Up special is going again this week. So get involved. Place a head bet on any AFL game this round. If your team goes 24 up at any stage, you get paid out, cash out straight away.
Lovely.
You get paid out in cash straight away, I should say. So if your team goes 4 goals up at any point, you're paid out immediately. Win, lose, draw, you get your money. That happened last Saturday. Sportsbet paid out, get this, $1.2 million to over 4,000 punters after Richmond went 24 points up in the first quarter before going on to lose. Can you believe that? It cost them $1.2 million bucks. To get involved, just download the Sportsbet app. It's an unbelievable promotion, and please always gamble responsibly. Big game for the Cats. They get back on home turf against the Fremantle Doggers at Simmons Stadium on Sunday. After a long break. And the big story here, Hayden Ballantyne likely to get his first chance for the season. He's the old nemesis of the Cats, William. Max, will he make a difference if he plays?
Well, lucky Matty Scarlett's not playing, because you probably want to take his head off.
Well, Scarlo's in the coaching panel there. He might just say g'day to Hayden.
Wander down.
But interesting to see if he plays. Did Big Sandilands play? Have you heard?
I'm not sure. His hamstring's still a little bit sore, but Fremantle actually have a very good record at Simmons Stadium, including the final that Geelong weren't supposed to lose. So I reckon Freo are going to go down there and cause a little upset. You tipped against these, so...
Oh, sorry, Max.
That's a huge call. I think with the Tomahawk back in, he's in really good form. He'll tear him up down there at Geelong.
Yeah, Tomahawk back in, and Mark Blitzars will probably come back in too. I see Scott Selwood was training. He's supposed to have done a hammy and be out for 3 weeks, but he was training during the week. The Cats to win at home. Sam?
Going down, Samuel, to watch the Cats?
Not even if I thought it would solve world hunger.
I was going to invite you.
Hey?
I was going to invite you as my +1.
Well, I'll certainly come down.
Okay.
Becca owns the place these days.
I tell you what,
she's got the
if
whole
Geelong
place
don't
wired.
win this game, I didn't tip them last week, and I was right. If Geelong don't win this game, I'll never speak about Geelong on this show ever again. I'll just ignore it. No, seriously, if Geelong lose this game, Chris Scott and half the side should resign.
Oh, come on, it's not that drastic.
Mate, how many times could, on your own ground, could you play a side that's just going...
Where are you going Saturday night?
Well, the game's on Sunday, Bill. I'm going to a reunion.
That wasn't the question.
I'm going to a reunion at the club. It could be the last
reunion.
Yeah, could be the last time I ever go.
Okay.
They've lost 6 games at home in the last 71.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they lose on Sunday, mate, that's it.
Okay, all right. And you know I'm tipping Geelong, obviously. We are going to take a very short break on the Footy Show. We'll have a lot more for you on the other side of this. Don't go anywhere. Thursdays, and we have an unmissable show for you. There it is, 8:30 in its regular time slot. We've got Joe Watson, $50,000 in the Footy Smarts Grand Final. Alex Rance is on the show, and Open Mouth, that controversial segment, is back.
Who are you tipping, Dylan or Rory next week in the
Oh, I don't know. It's close, isn't it? Dylan, maybe?
Dylan? Yeah, it goes in favour, I reckon. Sportsbet will have a market up. Who do you reckon, Bill?
Rosa.
Rosa, okay. It's been very, very good. Both the boy wonders are looking forward to that. Looking forward to this one. The Lions have found some form and they go in full of confidence. Albeit on the back of a loss, but they're playing much better against the Giants next week, who have had their own worries. Well done to Heath Shaw, the Footy Show's own game. 250 on the weekend. Round of applause for Heath Shaw, everybody. He's a character. We love this. He welcomed himself to the press conference today by taking us through some of his achievements.
All right, before we get started, I'm just going to run you through a few stats of mine. I've missed 33 games since debuting in 2005, 17 of them through AFL or club suspensions. I've taken 812 kick-outs. 91% of them I've kicked to myself and played on. I've been best on ground on Mad Monday 4 times out of 13.
That was excellent.
How good is that, Becca?
Loved it.
Good.
Loved it.
We love that. He's good.
The blockbuster Saturday at 4:35. I'm going to go with Bruce's old mob, the Giants.
Yep.
Yeah, it is tough up there against the Lions. They're good at home, but I think the Giants will just scrape over.
Here's an upset of the round at $4.95 from our good friends at Sportsbet. Brisbane to win this one.
We might go back over to Sam's house and watch this. What do you reckon,
Yes,
Samuel? Could be a ripper.
Which club notice board?
Come on, we're rolling the credits. Come on. Just a quick tip, and then we say goodbye.
I'm not tipping you. I don't like to be under pressure.
All right. All right, I'm going to tip the Giants. Thank you very much to Max Gordon. You've been absolutely sensational. Josh Bruce, great to see you again. Bill Brownless, Sam Newman, you're in unbelievable form. And Huckney, of course, fantastic. Have a great weekend of the footy, everybody. We'll see you next